Good morning. We're really looking forward to your visit on October 30th for our Worship as Service event. Please dress very casually, outdoor work clothes, long sleeves, long pants, because there are mosquitoes and scratchy plants out there. And then the sun is also dangerous on your skin. We will have squash and tomatoes to pick, and chiles, and those are all from our summer garden. Then we'll also have an activity to get ready for our winter garden, which is all the leafy green plants. We'll be planting seeds into flats. It's a sit-down job at a table. We'll have these big flats with 36 compartments in them, filled with soil, and you plant little seeds in there, and we'll nourish them and transplant them into the garden later on. Jerry.
Okay, you might ask, why do we do this? And we have been blessed in our lives, and we've raised families. We've got a nice home and nice property, and we had land and water and time, and we'd save some nickels and dimes. And it was like somebody was sending us a message that, hey, it's maybe time to be giving back. So we got started with a garden, and it's grown over the years, and it's become this tar baby that's kind of hard to let loose of. A lot of people kind of count on us now for having a lot of produce. And so we rely terrifically on volunteers to come. And this church is part of a Matthew 25 tradition. And when we have youth groups come out to the farm, we always tell them the parable. We had a nice parable this morning that Tim gave, but the parable we talk about is the parable of the sheep and the goats. And if you recall that, it's where Jesus was talking to the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left. And he said, you sheep, there's going to be a place in my Father's house for you, because you fed me when I was hungry. You clothed me when I was naked. You gave me water when I was thirsty. You visited me when I was in prison or sick. So the message here is helping to take care of our neighbors. And that's what we try to impart with all the visitors we have. And you guys are going to get a chance to come and help take care of our neighbors in El Paso and the surrounding area. So we look forward to having you come out. We also grow something called bribe foods. And tomatoes happen to be one of those, so that the volunteers might get a chance to take a tomato or two home with them. There may be a pumpkin or two to take home as well. We sometimes have the midnight harvest at our neighbor's pumpkin patch. So we may have a few pumpkins, and we look forward to having you all come out there. And regarding where we are, we'll have the address, and there may be a map online. We'll try to make that happen. So thank you, and we look forward to having you.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Susie. Literally thousands upon thousands of pounds are grown at this farm. We have been working with the Hobson, the Jardín de Milagros, for several years. We're one of the very first partners my wife and my family all went to when we first came here to El Paso. It is still so important to lift up food, one of the most basic needs for our community members as part of our partnership in our community. You may be wondering, but Tim, I can't go out to the fields and do this thing. And I can't go out there and do this thing. Well, I can't really do that thing much anymore either. It kind of hurts at the end of the day. But there will be activities, like we said, with planting seeds, with prepping bags, with prepping vegetables. No matter how able or unable you are to get around and move around the fields, or just sit and do that work right where you are. So please come. We will be lifting up God in the midst of God's country, in the midst of lifting up vegetables, food for our siblings. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. I'll take them all. But like Jerry said, we'll have a map for you. We'll have some caravans coming out here. We are working on maybe even having a 15-passenger bus take a few people if you want to come from here. We're still working on that. But again, all those things, none of them should be stopping you from coming out and worshiping with us in the wonderful, wonderful soil of growing food for our neighbors.